Hello, everybody. All right, so today is Thursday, August the 15th, 2023. So we're going to, of course, wait a few minutes, give people a chance to come in. Hopefully, everybody's had a good week thus far. Um, anyways, well, let's see. Just going to wait a few minutes, give people a chance to come in before we talk about what's on tap for tonight. So I hope everybody's having a good week. I know around here where I live, because I live across the street from a school, I know that, and I'm sure many of you are right now. You either have already started school, or or at least you probably have kids who've already started school, or will be starting school soon here. So, getting down to that point where it's the end of the summer, beginning of fall. You know, Labor Day is right around the corner. That last big hip to do, for that's big hip to do before you know before summer's all out. So let's see now. Let me see. 141. And of course, as we get into September here, as we're pretty much already about halfway through August here, as we get into September. Many of us who grew up in the like 70s and 80s probably remember September, Saturdays in September when the new fall season would premiere for on the networks. We would often be excited to get ready, get up to watch our Saturday morning cartoons. So that time of year's coming around again as well. Oh, let's see now. Let's see where are we at on time here. 2.5 minutes. So in a few more, in about another 30 seconds or so, I talk about what's on tap for tonight. So it is Thursday night, so of course, and let's see. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and talk. So tonight, of course, we're going to be looking at the Indie Comic Showcase article from Chris Braley on Bleeding Fool. We'll also have, of course, the wrestling wrap up and this day in each history. And if you guys haven't already, you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream. See if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, um, feel free to feel free to like and share. Okay. First off, if you haven't already, you guys can help us out by liking, sharing the stream. See if we can get some more friendly people in here to engage. We appreciate it. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and/or ask questions. I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So, with all that being said, let me just take care of a last bit of business here, and then I will go ahead and get started on the articles. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. All right, so let's go ahead now and get going on the. I'll go ahead and pull up the. Oh wait. All right, so let's see. There we go. That's what we're looking for right there. Alrighty then. Like I said, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and/or ask questions, and I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So let's get into this. All right, so Indie Comics Showcase number 281, The Lost Landers, Biophile, Kolga, and Biblical Proportions. Article by Chris Braley, published yesterday. So let's get into this. Welcome back to another installment of Indie Comics Showcase, the weekly blog where we signal boost a few truly independent comics that are currently crowdfunding their projects, crowdsourcing their funding in some way, or just completely self-publishing on their own. Every little bit of support for these creators matters, from a single dollar pledge to a $25 bundle, and of course the higher tiers are usually fun too. Even if you can't back a campaign or buy a book, you can share or tweet about these projects to your friends and followers. On Indie Comics Showcase, we interview the creators, show off some art, and tell you how you can check out product for yourself. Below, we have some outstanding crowdfunding campaigns this week for you to learn about, enjoy, and hopefully support by backing one or more of them. Thanks for checking these out, for being the best part of Indie Comic Showcase. Let's jump in. All right, so before I do that, I'm going to go off camera here for a quick moment. I'll be right back, but while I'm gone, I will go ahead and put some music on for you guys so that we won't have dead air. And when I come back, then we'll get into more of the article here. I'll be right back. We do have a comment here. Hello. Stalker taxis are insane from UA. All right, well, just take your word for that. That there, BJ. All right, so anyways, let's get into the article then here. Now, before we get into anything else, let me go grab the link. Biophile Kolga by Daniel Evans. Let's get a go find the link here. It's an Indiegogo project. IO file. So it'll be a very interesting title there. If I understand my roots correct, biophile might mean having something to do with sexual sexual attraction to life, I guess. I guess we'll find out soon enough here. So here's the link if you guys want to go check out. It's an Indiegogo project. If you guys want to go check that out. All right, so let's get into the article then. This portion of the article. Biophile Kolga by Daniel Evans. All right, so here we go. There it is. Chris Braley, welcome to Indie Comic Showcase, Daniel. Tell me the pitch for Biophile Kolga. Daniel Evans. An old heretic, cursed with a second life, must face down cult hordes, ancient witches, and God itself to ensure the powerful Eye of the Fallen doesn't fall into the wrong hands, which very much could be her own. 100 glorious full-color pages of action, horror, humor, and more. A neo-pulp classic. Chris, what's the journey of this comic from idea to print? Okay, that's an interesting way of asking the question. Daniel, we'd always liked pulp and horror comics, stuff like Heavy Metal used to put out. We self-publish all of our works. Now, after having experienced being signed with a publisher, we like to keep things punk and creative. So staying punk to further their independence. That's commendable. Chris, who is it aimed at? Daniel, it's aimed for early teens to adults, people who enjoy 80s horror flicks, 90s humor, and pulp novels. Chris, how would you describe your style and creative process? Daniel, mostly I write the script and artist Josh Adams draws everything. We co-own Godfoe Universe as a business and make all decisions together. For Kolga, we wanted nuclear colors, bold aesthetics, and conflicting narratives. Wow, they're really going all out with this, aren't they? It's a heavy story told in an almost cartoon style. Chris, who is your co-creator? Daniel, Josh and I met in the local music scene. We come from backgrounds in bands, which definitely adds to our more punk rock approach to books. We put creativity over everything and love to interact with fans at cons. I, Dan, write the books. Josh draws, colors, inks, and does everything artistic on them. We're a two-person business working to bring out the best in each other and our art. So that's cool. As I said, if you guys anything catches your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So let's see. Oh yeah, okay. Nothing more being said as of yet. Let's see, Chris. What's your production workflow like? And if it's not complete, how far along is the book? Daniel, we guarantee all of our books are 100% and ready to print by campaign's end. Our turnaround for our last book, when campaign's end to printed or in backers' hands, was less than a month. That's pretty quick. We like to work efficiently and seriously. There's no fluff on our end, no dragging people along. What you see is what you get. Nice and straightforward there. Chris, what have you been learning from self-publishing, crowdfunding, and creating through this process? Daniel, we've learned there's a great number of people willing to take a chance on new art, and that's encouraging. Chris, what are some of your future plans for this property? Daniel, we have an entire universe for our fans. Our first book, Apollyon 20XX and Biophile Kolga, are in the same universe. Oh yeah, I think we actually covered the Apollyon 20XX one a while back. Okay, just several thousand years apart. Apollyon 20XX Book 2 will be coming at the end of this year, and Kolga Volume 2 will be out next year. Beyond that, we have a prose novel that is completed, video game in development, and various other comics, mangas coming down the line. So they're really going for it. They're really trying to become a company here. Looks good, Dan. Any final comments? Daniel, check out our website, www.godfouniverse.com for free reads, including Apollyon 20XX, Lamentations, and Apollyon 20XX Revelations. Great companion pieces to our first book. We also have a blog on there called Road to Apollyon 20XX. That is something like the behind the scenes documentary of our thoughts. All right, so there we go with that one. So now I'm going to get to the next article. I'm going to go off camera here for a quick moment. I'll put some music on to keep you guys entertained while I'm gone. Just give me a sec here. I'll be ready. All right, I'm back. So let's get ready to get into the next portion of the article here. The Lost Landers by J. Veloso Batista. Let me go grab that link. See which site which crowdfunding site they're using there. This one's a Kickstarter. All right, so here's the link for the Lost Landers, so one we're about to go over now. So if you guys want to go check out that book, there's the link to it. So let me go. Let's get into this article now. All right, so Chris Braley, hit me with the elevator pitch for the So okay, first off, this book is called The Lost Landers by J. Veloso Batista. Chris Braley, hit me with the elevator pitch for The Lost Landers, Jay. J. Veloso Batista. Hominids never really went extinct and live among us, and they hide secret magic powers in hidden lost lands. An ancient evil has been regenerated and gathers forces to conquer the universe. An ancient spiritual master, Epicurus, is collecting the world's greatest heroes, in parentheses, Epic and the Five, to fight the monstrous ominous Sir. Chris, tell me about the publisher Bamco Toys, how you wound up publishing with them. Jay, Bamco Toys is owned by Guy Dorian Sr. and Thomas Chillemi, and supported by their industry contacts, including Walt and Louise Simonson, Sal Buscema, Chris Rial, Pop Meehan, and many more. Guy Dorian Sr. started with Marvel 30 years ago and has hundreds of publication credits, including designing all the quote-unquote bendable WEF toys. Thomas Chillemi started Azure Comics 30 years ago and has successfully managed retail comics and gaming stores in the Mid-Atlantic for decades. Walt and Louise Simonson agreed to pen stories for the Origin collection based on their years at Marvel and DC. Chris Rial agreed to support the project. This is a group of longtime friends who came together to create new intellectual property with wide appeal and a chance to create an expanding product line. Let's see. Chris, quite a lineup. So who all contributed to this project? Let's see. Jay, Walt Simonson, Thor Ragnarok, in parentheses there. Louise Simonson, X-Men, Conan, Star Wars, etc. Chris Real, IDW Publishing, have contributed comic scripts for their favorite characters. Guy Dorian Sr. designed all the characters and drew some of the comics. Sal Buscema, Hulk, Spider-Man, inked comic pages. Thomas Chillamy managed all the graphic layout work and the toy design. Having published comics and graphic novels in the past, he will be managing all the printing and distribution. There are 10 other contributors, such as myself, who are active in various areas of the project. Excuse me again, I need to go off camera here again real quick. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. Anyways, getting back to the article here. So let's see. Kristen asked, "What kind of comic reader is this suited for?" Jay, this is a nostalgic 1990s style comic, collectible toy, miniatures, books, and game collection designed for ages 6 to adult. It is primarily aimed at parents who miss the character design and simple good versus evil stories of the turn of the century, and children from first grade through middle grades. Anyways, Chris, how far along is the book? Jay, the book is 60% complete, will be available in September, October 2024. So coming up pretty fast here. And so what are your plans beyond this book? Chris asked. And then Jay, many plans, including role-playing games with miniature toys, comics, middle grade novellas, more collectible status introductions. We will be bringing a retail website live later this year, where all the projects will be available at Bamco Toys, and we will be distributing the comics and games through a network of comic stores in America. All right, hold on a sec. I need to hear my nose again. Sorry about this, guys. Anyways. All right, so let's. Chris, it looks great. Any final pleas to our readers before the campaign ends in a few hours? I think he. Okay, I don't think for that particular please. That's there's no E at the end of that particular one. But anyways, our project is quote project we love unquote on Kickstarter, but we still need reach our stretch goals. Every single pledge moves us closer to rolling out this exciting new project. Chris, good luck. All right, so before I do, let me try this one more time. All right. So, anyways, sorry about that. Let's get back to article here. So, Biblical Proportions #2 by Joe Spicer. Let's go grab the link to that. And this one's another Kickstarter campaign. Here's the link for that. All right, so here's the thing for Biblical Proportions. If you guys want to go check that one out. Chris Braley, welcome back to Indie Comic Showcase, Joe. Catch us up on Biblical Proportions. So Joe Spicer, who's the writer of Biblical Proportions number 2 here. Biblical Proportions number 2 continues the chaos erupted as worlds collide. Our true hero, Starstruck, faces off against his imposter, Hellsmite. In the previous issue, Hellsmite, disguised as Starstruck, seizes the powerful mace Wormwood, shattering the boundaries between worlds. In this 32-page full-color extravaganza, prepare for a roller coaster ride. Through dimensions as Earth's protectors rally against the chaos unleashed upon the multiverse. The fate of worlds hangs in the balance. All right. Try one here again. I'll be right back. All right. Anyways, getting back to the article here. Let's see. Chris, what inspires comics like this one, and who is the target reader for it? Joe, my love for crossovers and my camaraderie with other comic creators and their characters. I came up with the comic title way back in 1996 and been waiting to use it for a comic event, quote unquote. Teen to adult fans of action, crossovers, heroes and villains, slugfest, and mystical themes. What other creators worked on this project? Chris asked. Joe, I was fortunate enough to have help from Evan David, writing issue number 2, issues number 3 and 4 also. Evan is amazing at taking 30-plus characters and giving them all something to do and say, I can get lost in the weeds. Ryan S. Dawson picked up the pen again to draw this issue 2. I did coloring and with Evan David lending a hand with touch-ups and lettering too. Let's see. Chris, what's your production workflow like? Joe, I have a full time job with wife and kid, so very much of my day is spoken for. I try to get some work done at night or weekends. I used to draw and write all day for hours on end. Now I have to hire to get anything done quickly. Laugh out loud. I love drawing first and foremost. Um, but it takes a long time. Fortunately, I write um, I write very fast. The book is the book is done. Um, I typically don't launch a book unless it's finished, or at least 90% finished. All right. Sorry, I need to go. Bye bye. Sorry about that. Dude. I'll see you later. Flat on the door. All right. Anyway, sorry about that, folks. Um, Anyways, let's finish this off. Chris, what have you been learning from self-publishing through this process? Joe, self-publishing can be difficult, especially managing 14 creators and 30 titles. I love being my own publisher, helping others to publish their dreams on the page. Making the book is one challenge, but marketing and sales are a whole nother monster. Crowdfunding wasn't always around in my day. Laugh out loud. We had to just sell at cons. Not you. I guess that's supposed to be now. You have to create a second book. That book means your crowdfunding book, which can be graphically and editorially a huge challenge to make look good. With self-publishing, make sure you only work with people of good character and values. With crowdfunding, it's an uphill climb. Some may make it, others don't. But keep in mind, comparison is a thief of joy. Keep your joy for making comics. That's what will keep you going. All right, hold on a sec. All right, sorry about that. My nose has really been acting up tonight, so I haven't, of course, been able to put on my air conditioner because that would just muffle out the sound a bit. Man. You've got a whole series planned out. So Chris says, you've got a whole series planned out. Joe, I have the overall 4-issue plot points I wanted to tell. I contemplated each creator's character, and their personalities and power sets, as well as past adventures, experiences, and the story. Story wrote itself. No, not with AI. Laugh out loud. Biblical proportions. Number 2 will be followed by number 3 and number 4 to complete the mini-series. After that, we will focus on other comic series within the Star-Crossed universe. And that's not to say we won't do more crossovers. We have Star-Crossed Team-Up series and Apocalypse Run and Divine Justice, to name a few. The more multiple characters from our other comic titles. I'm going to try one more. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. My nose has been all evening here. So, anyways, let's finish this up here. Chris, any special features in this book related to the campaign we should check out? Joe, chromium cover of issue number 2. Great digital comics add-ons. The posters and trading cards as well. Draw your own character tier in the next issue number 3. There's the artwork there. Let's see, Chris. Sounds solid. Anything else you would like to share with our readers before we sign off? Joe, sign up for our mailing list at www.starcrosscomics.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and our YouTube channel, all under Starcross Comics. Chris, thanks, Joe. We're rooting for you. So, anyways, that's it for this installment. If you're a creator ramping up your own campaign or have a comic available for purchase online and you want to be featured in our weekly column, click here. And follow Indie Comic Showcase on Twitter at Indie Comics. Reach out to them for more eyes on your crowdfunding project. Till next time, support Indie Comics. All right, so we finally got through that article. Sorry it took so long, guys. Just my nose has been acting up tonight. Anyways, so with that being said, let's go on to the wrestling wrap up here. We're already coming up on an hour, on the hour mark here. Let's see. Well, let's see. First off, let's look back to last night's Dynamite. Talk about what happened on last night's Dynamite from AEW. As they continue to to make their way towards All In on the 25th of the month here in Wembley Stadium. So coming to us from the Chantway Arena in Norfolk, Virginia, AEW held its Dynamite. The show opened up with Mercedes Moné retaining the TBS title over Hikaru Shida. Adam Page defeating Jay Lethal in their one-on-one match. In the triple threat match, in the three-way match, which was to give whoever won it the number one spot in the gauntlet for the gold, coming up in the Casino Gauntlet match at All In. Orange Cassidy defeated Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong to earn that honor. In a match for the AEW World Tag Team titles, Young Bucks retained over the Acclaimed via DQ. And in a non-title match, Swerve Strickland defeated Wheeler Yuta by referee's decision. Looks like they're really pushing, possibly trying to push Swerve as a heel here for the match against Brian Danielson coming up at All In. Coming up on this weekend's Collision, of course. Oh, actually, I'm sure. Yeah. Coming up on this weekend's Collision, already slated for in a number one contendership match, FTR will be taking on the Acclaim to determine who will challenge the Young Bucks at All In. Now let's talk about what's happening tonight on Impact. TNA Impact tonight. As soon as I find it. So on tonight's Impact, you have two more Ultimate X qualifying three-way matches. First one, John Skyler of the Good Hands takes on one half of the tag team champions, Chris Bay of ABC and Riley Osborne. And the other qualifying three-way match, Rich Swann of First Class with AJ Francis in his corner, with Ace Austin, the other half of the tag team champions, and Jason Hotch, the other half of the Good Hands. Del Shaw and Tasha Steelz continue their rivalry, and then Moose takes on Mike Santana. Moose will have, of course, all the members of of the system in his corner. And in the main event, we'll see Nick Nemeth defend the world title, the TNA world title, against Josh Alexander. So that's all I got for you guys on the wrestling wrap up here. So now let's go ahead and Hunter Hunter episode 131 is the best one. Are you talking about? Well, let's see. Actually, yeah, I guess you're talking about the 2011 one because I think the 99 series only ran 50 episodes. Now that I think about it. Oh, man. Anyways. All right. So with today being Thursday, August 15th. August 15th. 2024. Let's take a look back at this day in each history. History! So first off, I'm going to head back 80 years ago. And on this day, 80 years ago today, the 30th issue of Super Magician Comics from Street and Smith went on sale on this date 80 years ago today. It sold for 10 cents. It was 56 pages. So 80 years ago today, back in 1944, the 30th issue of Super Magician Comics went on sale on this date back in 1944. Moving on to the next piece of niche history here. Moving ahead to 2004, just 20 years ago today. On this date, 20 years ago today, from the Air Canada Centre in Toronto, Canada, the WWE held its SummerSlam event on this date 20 years ago today, back in 2004. Let's see the results on that SummerSlam, as it were. Results of that SummerSlam. In the main event, Randy Orton defeated Chris Benoit to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. John Bradshaw Layfield retained the WWE Championship over The Undertaker via DQ. In a Diva Dodgeball match, the Raw Diva Search contestant defeated the Raw Divas in the Diva Dodgeball match. Triple H defeated Eugene. Let's see. Edge retained the Intercontinental Championship in a triple threat match over Chris Jericho and Batista. In match one of their best of 5 series for the United States Championship, John Cena defeated Booker T. Kane defeated Matt Hardy in a Till Death Do Us Part. Lita marries the winner match. And then the opening match saw all 3 Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray, Devon, and Spike, defeat Billy Kidman, Paul London, and Rey Mysterio Jr. So that happened 20 years ago today. And moving ahead to 2009. All right, so on this day in So we go back 15 years ago today to 2009 for our next piece of niche history. And on this date back in 2009, Virginia Davis, who was, of course, an American child actress in films, passed away at the age of 90. Now, she is best known for doing the Alice comedies back in the 20s, which were kind of a combination light 20s, early 30s. They're produced by Walt Disney and Ub Iwerks. They were kind of a combination light, live action and animated features in which, of course, Virginia Davis played the protagonist Alice in these shorts. So, on this date, back in 2009, Virginia Davis, best known for her role as Alice on the Alice comedies back in the 20s and early 30s, passed away at the age of 90. And finally, moving ahead to 2019, on this date in 2019, 5 years ago today, on this date 5 years ago today, let's see. Satellite and Umeda Company's OVA Cannon Busters was released on this date back in 2019. So 5 years ago today, Satellite and Umeda Company's Cannon Busters, an original net animation, was released on this date back in 2019. All right. So with that, I thank everybody for being here. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. I'm sorry for all the times I had to step away because of my nose. But anyways, we'll be back here tomorrow night with more. Of course, tomorrow night I'll have Rick back on with me, and we'll be going down Comics History Lane, looking back to March of 1940, in which will be comics that went on sale. And tomorrow we'll be focusing in on fiction house. So with that, I thank everybody for being here, and I hope to see everybody back here tomorrow. Bye.